I'm of the belief that we should not be talking about gift ideas in December. We are all way too busy to be cranking out DIY gift after DIY gift. I need a full year. I wanted to do hyper specific gift ideas that you can make yourself. A term I'm going to be using a lot in this video is craft inclusive. What I mean by that is they are inclusive and flexible to multiple different crafting types. So painting, sewing, knitting, crochet, weaving, woodworking. Let's go. Just a note, my cats are having a fantastic time with the rearranged furniture right now, so you might hear some playing sounds. Number 1, fishing lures. For this one, do your research. Look up location, the type of fish that they catch. Check out their social media. If it's a dude, check out his fish pics. There are a lot of ways that you can make your own fishing lures, and you can go pretty simple with them, but you can also go really intricate and complex. A bonus of this gift idea is that you get to sort of drench yourself in the world of their hobby. It's a DIY that requires you to do your research and learn more, ask questions. And if you don't want to quite go to the extent of making an actual fishing lure, you can make something that looks like a fishing lure and turn it into a keychain, do earrings, so many applications. Number 2 is iron-on Post-its. You can either leave them unironed or iron them onto something yourself. A while ago, I made these fabric Post-it notes. I have a whole video explaining how I made them, materials, everything that you would need to know to make them yourself, and different methods to make them if you are more or less sewing inclined. It's really easy and the applications are abundant. I think it'd be really cute if you had all of your family members write a really sweet note to one specific person, iron them all onto a bag or something, and gifted it to that individual so it's little forever handwritten Post-it notes. So cute. You can do art or doodles or block print on them. Cute thing about leaving them unironed is you're letting the person decide what they want to put them on. Someone came up with a cute idea where you could use them to hide a broken part of a clothing item. So if you had a button-down shirt that had a weird hole in it, use it to cover up the hole. I think it'd be also really cute if you ironed it onto a jacket of some sort and underneath you had a surprise, like you embroidered or there's a patch under it, so when you lift it up there's like a cute thing underneath. But these are adorable. 3 is a homemade game board of some kind. I've seen this done with chessboards where you sew a patchwork chessboard onto a bag or turn it into a bag via quilting method of some sort. And you can also buy or make the pieces, which bonus points if you make them, and stick them in the bag. That way it is a travel set of chess that's really flexible. If you're not much of a chess player, checkers works just as well. Connect 4, which you can play flat, you do not have to do it vertically. I really love having mini travel games that I can stick in my bag and bring around. I used to bring a travel Connect 4 with me everywhere in college, and if I had some extra time before class, I would challenge my classmates to a game of Connect 4 before class, and it was a really great way of getting to know my classmates in a slightly lower pressure way, and almost everyone says yes, and almost everyone has a really good time doing it. It's also really nice if you're going to a family event and you're kind of socially burned out or you don't want to engage in conversation of any sort. I went to a family trip and I challenged everybody to a game of Connect 4 and turned it into a tournament using my little travel set. So highly encourage travel set games. Just bring them with you. And they are so DIY-able. Also, a Mancala board would be really cute. 4 is custom tags. This is for the makers of your life. It's craft inclusive because you can sew them with scrap fabric. It's good for people that like doing fabric painting, block printing, lino. If you have a Cricut and you want to iron on something custom, embroidery. There are a lot of ways to make these here, and it's so good for makers because makers tend to respect handmade things and appreciate them a lot more, and adding a personalized, customized item that they can add to their handmade items that itself has been handmade is just the definition of making things with love. It's also a really cute gift if you know someone with triplets and they need to know whose jacket is whose. I like an example I found where someone stamp printed on like faces. And I think it'd be really cute to do a cartoon face of the person that you're doing it for instead of just their name. Maybe cutting out their pet and doing something with that. So many ideas. So many. Doorbells for dogs. Hear me out. My parents' dog was initially trained to ring a set of bells that were attached to the front doorknob whenever he wanted to go outside to go to the bathroom. I love the idea of taking a purely utilitarian item and making it cute because you can. This is extremely craft inclusive. You could knit amigurumi or crochet amigurumi, sew something, do a strip, cross stitch it, whatever it is, and just attach bells to whatever it is. And all you need to do is make sure it can hang from a doorknob. I saw this lobster attached to a doorknob. You could totally make this and just attach a couple bells to it. This is the perfect example of if you can't hide it, make it a feature. When there's something in your home that you don't entirely love the look of because it's really excessively utilitarian, make it a feature. Make it cute. 6 is a travel wrist rest. Try saying that 10 times fast. My husband's colleague, and I guess my colleague as well, it's complicated. He travels a lot for work, and he was showing me his wrist rest that he travels with, and it's really small and cute and adorable and very DIY-able. It's just like a tiny little beanbag. If you grew up playing like bags or cornhole or whatever you call it in your region of the United States or Canada, I'm sure they play it in Canada too. It's kind of like those bags, but like cut in half so it's a little bit more narrow, and you underfill it with beans, beads, whatever, rice. This is almost excessively easy to DIY, and it's just a tiny little easy thing that would make someone's work setup slightly more ergonomic. If you do make this, make sure that the material you're using is okay or appropriate for sensitive skin. So if you're using a fabric, making it really soft. Same with if you're knitting or crocheting something like this, making sure the yarn you're using is also very soft, non-itchy. 7, handmade scrapbooking collateral. My little sister has been getting into collage, and lately when I've been visiting her, we'll do a collage project together, and it's just so fun. And it's been training my brain to notice the small things that would work really well for collage. This is such a flexible and inclusive craft in the mediums that it allows you to experiment with, and it's also a really great way to use up scrap materials of any kind. So here are a few specific ideas, like sub-bullets under this, that I think would make really good collage gifts to someone that does collage or scrapbooking or junk journaling. And having them be handmade just makes it so much more special. So first is fabric tape. I saw this on Pinterest and I made it myself. It is so easy, and it is the best way to use up teeny tiny fabric scraps in your stash. All you need is double-sided tape and fabric and scissors to cut it out. Another thing would be to hand paint scrapbooking paper, and it's a little bit less pressure than making an actual painting because you're usually just going to be making a pattern, a background. It can be just blobs on a page. You can do clouds, stripes, whatever. Make it look like wallpaper. But something that's been hand painted makes it so much more unique and hopefully more interesting for whoever you're giving it to. If you're really into lino stamp carving, it would be a great opportunity to make a smaller stamp and stamp out a pattern on a larger sheet. Making custom stickers would be shockingly easy to do. Just stamp, do a little drawing, a doodle, painting, anything, and stick double-sided tape on the back, and then they can peel off the other side of the tape and stick it on wherever they want it. So those are my scrapbooking, collage, junk journaling project ideas. 8, making a puzzle. I've been working on puzzles fairly regularly since going back into the office full time. I've commandeered an empty cubicle and turned it into a community puzzle cubicle. Custom puzzles are surprisingly affordable. I know you can get them on Shutterfly, and there are probably a ton of other websites where you can get them. If you do Shutterfly, they have discounts all the time, like 40+% off. Wait for a sale, order it then. And to customize it, instead of just sending them a picture, make a painting, scan it, send that in. If you have a quilt, a crochet tapestry, something, take a picture of it, scan it, send that in, make a puzzle out of that. If you know someone that is a maker and they've made a quilt, turning their quilt into a puzzle. You could do a close-up of a really intricate colorwork sweater that you've done. This one's really cute for the puzzlers in your life. 9 is an instrument strap. This is for someone in your life that plays an instrument. You can look up the dimensions for straps for whatever instrument it is that they play. So if they play the saxophone, looking up the dimensions of the strap. I play the ukulele pretty casually, and after 6 years of playing the ukulele, 7, I still don't own a strap for it. So I definitely need to get my button gear and actually make one. This is also craft inclusive. Buy a plain strap or make one using very basic sewing skills and embroider onto it, cross stitch, paint it. If you're into leather working, an excellent opportunity to do some leather stamping or carving. It would also be compatible with crochet and macrame. Many ways to approach doing this. You could do a really big version of like those 90s friendship bracelets. That would be really cool. And the same idea can be applied to a camera strap as well if you know someone that's more into photography. Also, if you know someone that has a camera, I used to do a neck strap for my camera and I've since switched to a wrist strap and I like that a lot more. So I don't know, give them options. So maybe do a wrist strap instead. 10 is a custom tie. I love a unique tie moment, but you need to be careful with this one and you need to make sure that it fits with the vibe of the individual you are gifting it to. This is not for everybody. I found a couple patterns that I really like if you want to make it yourself, but there are so many ways, again, to do this. So the patterns I found was the Jeremy tie by Amelia Lyon, Lacy tie crochet pattern by Queer Cussrober. I should really practice saying these words before I actually hit record. And the red koinobori fish necktie by Crochet Eclipse. I think all of these are free patterns. This one's not a pattern, but I wanted to shout out the designer. It's a really cute idea. It's a patchwork and applique tie done by Me Again Designs. They've done a bunch of these. I saw their Pinterest page. They probably have an Instagram with a bunch of ideas. And again, you can cross stitch. You can paint on a very simple tie that you purchase. Embroider, block print, beadwork, sequins embellishment. Let your freak flag fly on this crafty endeavor. 11 is a hanger cover. This is for the whimsical friend, the maximalist friend, or the friend that for whatever reason takes pictures of their clothes while hanging up on a hanger. I'm that friend. On my Ravelry page for all of my sweaters, I have a decorative hanger that I take a picture of all my sweaters in, and it's got sort of like pearl beads on it, and it came in a set, so now I just randomly in my front closet has pearl bead hangers, and it's way cuter than just basic hangers. Hangers are such a slept-on opportunity in your home. Another chance to take a utilitarian item and make it cute. If you know someone that's getting married, also a really good opportunity if they want to get a cute photo with their dress. But I would recommend asking the person in advance, going through the ideas and working with them to make what they want. Just because weddings are such a specific thing, it's always good to ask. Pippin. I like doing crochet hangers, or you can sew or add fabric onto a hanger to make it non-slip. You could also make a hanger that fits the shoulder shape and width of the person that you are making this for or yourself. Shout out to making these gifts for yourself and not someone else. But when you make it custom to their shoulders and include the width as well, it just makes really nice items of clothing that they want to last a really long time, hang better on their body, not stretch out really weird. Do you have any ideas? With the hangers, also, do not limit yourself. I could see this working for people that do beading. You can get thin wire hangers and add beads to them to make them excessively adorable. Woodworking, carve it out. You do polymer clay. I'm sure you could sculpt something. I know you can also add little beads to the heads of hangers to make them extra cute. Make polymer clay beads that slip right on. Freaking adorable. Mary agrees. 12, easy, doorstop. It is one of the simplest things that you could possibly make that has endless possibilities. It just needs to be a thing that's slightly heavy. My personal preference is to have something a little bit soft, like filled with rice, so that I can kick it. I like kicking my doorstops. I'm so lazy, so bending over to move it, not my thing. So making sure it's pretty durable. But, you know, if you're into woodworking or sculpting, doing a doorstop that wedges in, also very cute. 13. Bleacher sitting pads, butt pads. There's probably an actual name for these, like stadium seat or something. This is for the sports moms, the sports dads, or the sibling that's forced to attend. Make a butt pad for the bleachers. Bonus points if you add a non-slip material on the bottom. Extra super bonus points if you make it out of wool or some other really warm material. I grew up in Minnesota. I was in the marching band. I sat on them cold frickin' bleachers on the verge of tears. If you have never lived in a cold climate, it does get cold enough where it is actively painful to sit on bleachers and you kind of start crying. I did marching band for the football team and the hockey team. Hated it. Bleachers, too cold. Shout out to people who played the mellophone. For this, you could also buy one of the fancier ones that have a backrest on it and make just a cute cover for it. And if it's someone that's actually really into sports, making it out of a fabric that is the sports team, like a print with their logo on it, or doing a crochet tapestry style, doing the sports team logo. Go sports. It can be very cute and they will be the talk of the town. It would also be really cool if you could make one that is a blanket that folds up into a butt pad. That way they could unfurl it to be a blanket if they wanted to, or if they're choosing to stand up, they can use it as a blanket or fold it up to have it be a seating pad. 14 is a door hinge ornament. These can go on top or hang from the bottom. You take a tiny little magnet, glue, go to town. I think this is the perfect gift for people that are difficult to shop for or gift give for, because they're so small, they take up no space, and they're just tiny, cute, and whimsical, and there's no way they already have them. I asked my mom what this little bead is called, and she let me know it was a cap bead or an end cap bead, and she recommended artbeads.com to purchase them, and I found a few on there that are pretty cute. These would work really well for the dangly ones if you glue a magnet in there. My only cautions for you is to, 1, make sure that the door hinge is actually magnetic before you do this, and 2, if you're making a dangly one, do not make it dangle too much. You don't want it getting caught in the door when they go to close it or open it. My foot's asleep, but I don't want to bother Mary. Okay, that's a little bit better. 15, door lock charms. Do you or a person you love have those door lock chains that slide shut? Add charms to them. I have actually always wanted one of those sliding locks, but I feel like in an apartment, I definitely cannot drill into the front door. But if you know someone that already has these, it's something they interact with on a daily basis, and you can make cute little charms. Make the beads. If you paint, buy little wooden ones and paint cute things on them. Make little ceramic ones or polymer clay. Buy a bunch of beads and make them cute little charms. So many options. Also, try and make them removable, because then they could just use them as regular charms if they want. 16 is a tooth fairy envelope. This is for the parents or playful adults who frequently lose their teeth. Mayhaps a friend in the dental industry, but making a reusable tooth fairy envelope or a little bag that you embroider or paint on cute little tooth fairy stuff, I don't know. I appreciate a simple craft that can become part of a family tradition and could potentially be an heirloom. Although, hot take, I do not believe you can make something a family heirloom. It just kind of happens, because you can't guarantee that you're going to have kids and that your kids are going to have kids. And how do you know that they're even going to want it? It's really great and beautiful when it does happen, and heirlooms, I feel like, are more of an organic thing that happens naturally, or it's a thing that's been in your family for 10 plus generations, and that's like a thing that everyone takes very seriously. But if we kept everything our ancestors had, our homes would be full. This was a weird tangent, but the envelope or cute little pouch, you can do a cute little satin pouch. You hand it to your kid when they lose their teeth, say leave it under your pillow for the tooth fairy. It can be personalized in so many ways. Make it out of felt, because that's just easier than sewing with fabric if you're not one that's super into sewing. Furthermore, I kind of like to be a chaos gremlin sometimes, and I think we should do away with the tradition of giving children money when their teeth fall out. I think we should give them jawbreakers. AirTag case. This is for your ADHD friend. We love them. They lose their keys all the time. Give them AirTags. Just every birthday, just until they have 80 of them, just constant AirTags. Make a little keychain that you can stick the AirTag inside. Buy them the AirTag. We can make forgetting our things much more of an adorable experience. A literal family tree. Years ago on Pinterest, I saw that someone made these ornaments where they took family photos, put them on fabric, sewed it up, and embellished it with embroidery and beads. They look really beautiful, and I think it'd be really cool to expand on this idea. It would be such a long-term project, a full commitment, but making one for each of your family members, maybe writing their like birthdays and death days on the back, and making a full-on family tree by hanging them onto a literal tree of some sort. You can also totally make the tree, make it out of wire, or just buy one that's already existing and cute. You could be a person that has a year-round like fake Christmas tree in your home and you decorate it for different holidays. I will only allow this if you are making the things going on the tree and fully enjoying the experience of owning it. Not an excuse for overconsumption, but this would be very special, and you could potentially get a lot of family members involved. Make it a family day where you're gathering together and doing the craft and embellishing them together. 19, magnet poetry. I love magnet poetry. If you have it in your home, I'ma mess with it. If you have words or letters on your fridge, I'm gonna be there rearranging them to make something funny. About 4 or 5 years ago, I made a set myself. I had purchased a set of magnet poetry, but I was sad by how limited it was, and I couldn't really make the sentences I wanted to make, and I wanted something way more personalized. So I took air dry clay. I got these really cheap stamps at Michael's and stamped in custom words, made a full set, painted in the letters once they were all dried up, and glued magnets on the back. My caution with this one is I would not use air dry clay moving forward because it's very delicate, so I have had some break, but I've only had like 3 or 4 break, and it's been like 5 years. And another thing is I use super glue, which left a weird residue. Even though I had let it fully cure and dry, it left a weird residue on the refrigerator. So I actually put peel and stick wallpaper on my fridge to protect it from that, because I was so committed to having the magnet poetry. I love that I have the names of all my family members, all my in-laws, my pets, cities that we've lived in, locations we've been to, inside jokes. You can really personalize it as much as you want. I think this would be an amazing gift for a wedding and making it custom to the couple getting married. So putting down their family members' names, their pets' names, the cities they've lived in. I think it's a really amazing idea for a wedding gift. 20, the last one. This is a mending punch card. So you know those like coupon books that people roll their eyes at that you get of like good for one massage, and people roll their eyes because no one follows through. So only do this if you are committed to following through on it. And I have some tips on how you can make it more of a like secure gift where the other person can feel really good about it. And hopefully it would be less of a, oh great, thanks, cool. So here's how you do it right. You make the punch card, make it cute, glitter, whatever. And to go along with it, you make a booklet with pictures of different mending techniques you are capable of doing, and write down lead times that you're comfortable with. So like sewing on a patch, doing an iron-on patch that you can sew on the edges, and writing down 1 week of, if you get this to me, I will have it back to you in 1 week. Go on Pinterest, look up visible mending, invisible mending techniques, print out a bunch of them, add them to your booklet, and write down a lead time. Because people who don't know mending all that much, they just know their thing's broken. They don't know how to fix it, and they don't know all the options. So this is a great way to give them ideas, give them the control, so that they know exactly what they're asking for. And I think it also adds a level of commitment to it. It's saying, no, I'm really going to do this. And if you're someone that gets really into this, if you love mending things, then making a bunch of them and making copies of that booklet so you can just keep passing them out to people. I think this is also a really good idea for people that love the idea of volunteering, but you hate people and you hate going places. It's a way that you can take a crafty skill of yours and sort of make the world a slightly better place. You get to save items from landfill and spreading the value of mending, especially if you're doing cute visible mending and other people are seeing it. I really hope we can popularize the idea of visible mending. I know it's really trendy in the crafty spheres. I would love for it to be not just trendy, but popular and a permanent fixture in the rest of the world, not just in the crafting space. Those are my ideas for hyper-specific gifts. Shout out to people that want to make these for themselves and not necessarily gift them to others. If you are into gift giving and you love making gifts for people, hopefully some of these ideas work for you. And did any of these spark ideas in you, or do you have any other like very specific DIY craft, make your own gift ideas that you think other people should consider? Not gonna lie, this video was really fun to write. I was rearranging my furniture for this because I just love sitting in this leather chair. And my cats have been really enjoying the sprinkling randomness of my furniture being misplaced. So I've been trying really hard to focus on this while they've been just going crazy in front of me.